Marnie, Safest Place to Work Awards, finalists this year, 2018. How cool. And being one of Safe365's clients, you're one of 30 who made it through to the finalists of the Safest Place to Work Awards. There was over 1,400 organisations who are entered in this year, and so a really amazing effort to actually get there and be in the top 30 in New Zealand. I mean, how did that go down in the organisation?
It took a while to sink in, actually. Yeah. We had no idea there were 1,400 other users of the system.
Yeah.
It started off actually as a pilot through corrections, and we had to do an internal audit. So we thought, I'll give it a go. And it was just such an easy program to use, so we just continued to use it. And so when the email popped in to say, oh, hey, guys, you've been nominated for one of the top 10 finalists, we didn't know who we were up against until maybe 2 days before. So when we saw, we thought, oh, that's just ridiculous. Yeah. It was really exciting.
Yeah, no, and look,
it's quite surreal.
Yeah, I mean, we did keep it hidden right up until the end there to make it more of a surprise on the evening when people rocked on up to the ceremony on the night. And I'd have to say the category that you're in was really hotly contested. There was 4 or 5 organisations in that particular category that could have easily have won the overall category that evening, and as it turns out, a really cool organisation won it. But that's not to say that the folks who are in that category or the other categories for that instance weren't right up there in terms of being a finalist. The really interesting thing with a number of organisations who are our clients came up afterwards, either who were at the event on the evening or sent us emails or called me and said, gee, next year, Mark, we're going to be there. We're going to be in the finalist group. So we felt really good about the whole thing of building confidence in the health and safety community, getting people to lift the bar in terms of capability and culture, and then the whole recognition thing I think will drive an energy around everyone wanting to lift the game, if you like. So tell me, when we were talking before, you said a couple of things about one of the things that's released you in terms of an organisation to be able to be a lot more creative in doing things.
I think the legislation change. It's allowed the Taiwhenua to take ownership of health and safety and how we perform in action health and safety. Everything that we do in our framework aligns with our core organisational values. So that's really exciting. So it frees us up from the regulatory and compliance body which ACCW simply may have been. So.
Yeah, and so the shift that's happened in the organisation as a result of that change in focus?
I think it was just the catalyst. It was the starting point when we felt quite vulnerable when we actually knew the legislation was training, and that was our audit tool. So that was always our comfort zone. So moving forward, we're like, actually, this is our opportunity to design and look at something that's more relevant and culturally aligned with our organisation.
Oh, cool. And so when you think about your journey since then, talk to us a wee bit about what you've done, where you are now, and where you see yourself going.
What have we done? Gosh, we have split up the health and the safety component. So we look at health within the organisation, and we've had a huge culture change and a culture shift towards the well-being of our staff. We know that culturally we have a lot of fun. We do a lot of whole lot of programs and initiatives based around the culture of our staff at work, creating that safe environment. It's our productivity for sick leave has been just driven right below the bar. For the first time in 10 years, our stats have just increasingly lowered, which is good business sense. So that's where we've come from, and then I think moving forward, everything we do in health and safety is linked to our cultural organisational values. So every time we change a form, it has to link with our values. And how do we do that in health and safety? We do that with our staff, and because we have so many different off-sites, it's continuously adapting our wellbeing initiatives to cater for all of our staff.
So you mentioned about productivity. And how good health and safety can have a positive impact on business performance. How do you and the executive and board here look at that?
Continuously engage our board and our directors. Everything that we do within our wellbeing initiatives includes the entire organisation. So our governance board are fantastic at governing, but we include them in everything that we do. We expect participation. Yes, we expect participation at governance level. We're continuously striving to hit that pinnacle in health and safety. We can't do that without governance and our guidance and our board.
And you mentioned that there's been a bit of a change in the culture, the way that people look at health and safety and the way that you behave, and seeing, because it fits neatly within improving business performance. Is that from the board and governance right through the organisation?
Absolutely. It starts at board level. We have a great audit and risk committee which feed into our governance board. From there come our initiatives with our health and safety that roll out to the rest of the staff of the organisation. Our NAVMEN implementation, because we have a fleet of 98 vehicles. Our staff work in the community, and I think driving is one of our biggest risks in the community. And just allowing our staff to feel safe in the community while they're working. NAVMEN allows us to do that. It's getting rid of that big brother watching us, actually sort of about, are you alone? Do you need help? Are you safe? And NAVMEN, once we implemented that initiative, and they realised that actually their safety is what's paramount. We really value their safety.
So what would be some of the things that you're focusing on going forward? You've obviously moved from a place over the last 2 or 3 years into a place now where you feel really comfortable as an organisation, and you've got the engagement of the board and the executive team. Yeah. Where do you see yourself going over the next 12 to 18 months?
That health and safety is just the norm. We actually really care about our staff. We value their opinion. We want their participation. We love to engage with our staff. And the more we show that we value our employees and our staff and we provide a safe working environment, it actually dominoes out into the community that we work in. We hope that health and safety is not just from 9 to 3 here at work, actually it rolls out into the safety of our home. It's in everything that we do, it's with our children. So it's not just a work value, it becomes who we are. So.
You mentioned before about Department of Corrections, and you're obviously one of their contractors in their supply chain.
Yeah.
Tell us how that all came about.
Gosh, so we have contracts that deliver services within the corrections for drug and alcohol and addictions. Yeah. Our staff that go into the corrections are fully vetted before they go into the units. So we had to do a health and safety audit just to ensure that we have some systems in place. Corrections have a very robust health and safety system. They need to ensure that contractors or subcontractors that go on their side also have the same system. When we first went into corrections and we completed the first Safe365 audit, it was fantastic because it's the first time we'd ever done an online audit. So we it was very easy, well not easy, but it was just very clear, it was very simple. It allowed you to implement the recommendations that came out of the audit. So we became one of there may have been 20 that was at the pilot program, I think. Yeah. So we were one of them.
Yeah, they did an initial pilot to get things going, and a number of other organisations, including yourselves in their supply chain, started using Safe365. Has Safe365 become part and parcel of how you go about doing your health and safety?
Absolutely. Our framework that we developed 2 years ago, our framework, everything that we do, we've taken key objectives out of Safe365 in all 9 key areas, and we've created objectives. Every single one of those objectives linked to our organisational values. We have 4 main values in the organisation: kotahitanga, kaitiakitanga, whanaungatanga and whakamana. The beauty about the Safe365 key areas is that you can actually link them straight into our values. Our objectives just domino from there. It comes with the recommendations, so it's very entrenched in our health and safety going forward.
You'd be interested, we've been talking to Puna Kokri.
Oh yes.
And they like our product as well.
Okay.
But one of the neat things that they've asked us to do in the last week or two is to see whether or not we can put it into Reo.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
That would be fantastic. Because we're doing it ourselves. We've
Yes.
already got it. If you were to read our framework, most of it's in Māori.
Yeah.
Yeah. So absolutely.
Yeah. We're not there yet.
doable.
But the
Absolutely
really cool
doable,
thing
yeah.
about what TPK have
Yeah.
done really is actually raise it as something to see whether or not we can actually translate it into Te Reo.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident that we can. But we have other, like Ngāti Awa and Whakareroa and others who are now using our product, and so we're completely into that, the whole idea of turning it into Te Reo, because as we know, I think they've got a 30% higher incident rate in Māoridom versus other sectors and businesses.
It's so relevant that 80% of our staff are Māori, so a Māori kaupapa organisation. We work in the community, we work with Māori, so we have a high incident rate of safety in the community. This is our biggest risk that we have. And the framework, what the beauty of Safe365 is that the key result areas are very culturally competent.
Yes.
So they're very easy to blend into a framework.
Yes. So you'd be in favour of a Te Reo version?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. I think that Māori organisations, once they realise what Safe365 does and it allows you to do, I think everybody will be using it. Yeah.
Cool.
It's very exciting.
Cool. And your staff, when they found out about the Safest Place to Work Awards, what was the reaction you got from them?
Actually, they're quite overwhelmed. Actually, like I said, kāre te kumare kōru mo tōna reka, so we really don't talk about how sweet we are. So it was well done, pat on the back. Actually, we have so many more improvements to make and probably a whole lot of recommendations we need to implement. But let's just stop and breathe, celebrate that success and just carry on moving forward. Yeah, we've got our full staff presentation on Thursday, which we've created our PowerPoint presentation from our journey coming through the Safe365 Awards.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to running that. We have so many staff that are off-site, so we get to meet once a month.
Yes.
So this month, full staff will be celebrating that success. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So
Marnie, thank you very much for your time today. And
thank you, Mark.
And congratulations, finalist in the Safest Place to Work Awards. It is a real recommendation to your commitment to health and safety, about how you've approached it, and I can see by talking with you that you are passionate about it, and long may that continue. Congratulations, Marnie.
Thank you, Mark. I really appreciate it. Thanks.
Safe365, intelligent health and safety software for business.